Back in the day when people wanted to lose weight, they knew they had to change their lifestyle, start dieting correctly and exercising. But are people even trying anymore, or are they just taking a shot every week? Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Let's talk about Ozempic and if it's killing fitness. Look, I understand the argument. Obesity is tremendously high. 70+% of Americans are overweight. Obesity, say it's in the 40s, it's past 50. After the great fattening of 2020, people got even fatter and fatter and fatter, and they didn't lose the weight. So we're looking at it, we're like, yes, here is something that'll help people lose weight. The problem is, can they ever come off of Ozempic? Senator Bernie Sanders actually did a whole speech in the Capitol about how if we cover this, it will bankrupt the country. If insurance covers Ozempic, it will bankrupt the country. So you look at this like, yeah, it's a positive thing. It's making people lose weight. But is anybody really addressing what to do after you're on it, right? So people get on this a lot of times because they don't have the lifestyle or the diet. They cannot adhere to that without pharmaceutical help to decrease their appetite and keep the weight off. So what happens? What happens when people come off of Ozempic? Well, we have preliminary data on rodents. I know it's on rodents, showing that it might cause hyperplasia of fat cells. Hypertrophy is growth of cells. Hyperplasia is the multiplication of cells, meaning that it creates more fat cells in rodent models. Again, we haven't replicated this enough for me to say it for sure. There's a problem. Another thing is when you take that away, have you guys ever dieted down for maybe a vacation, or maybe you were a fighter, a wrestler in high school, and you dieted down, and then you had like a couple days of eating, and your weight was double what it was when you started? So when your body's on these artificially low calories that are artificial because you're taking something that is preventing you from overeating, which is what this does, what happens when you start eating normal? What happens when you come off the Ozempic and you haven't instilled those fitness lifestyle traits that you will need to keep the weight off? You haven't instilled the proper food choices that will help you keep the weight off. People are going to gain the weight back and they're going to be fatter than ever. But do you think Novo Nordisk gives one flying F about people and their long term? Do you think they're even considering that people will come off of this? No. Big Pharma wants you sick, fat, and just completely powerless. That's what Big Pharma wants you, because that's a long-term customer. They're looking at lifetime customers. They're trying to get kids on this stuff. I think Ozempic's great. It's awesome. But you have people who are using it as a crutch. Alan and I got in a little altercation on Twitter, X, right, with Dr. Stephen Nadolsky. Now, this guy is an Ozempic prescribing fiend. Now, he helps people lose weight. He helps people reach their goals. He's been on the Elite FTS podcast. Like, this guy seems like a good dude, good shape and everything. We just see things differently on the over prescription and the overuse of Ozempic. And that's okay. It's okay to have different thoughts. But this guy prescribes it. Like, he's getting paid. He's like, well, I get paid either way through diet and lifestyle. Yeah, but you're telling me that writing that script for Ozempic, that's not getting you a little extra coin? That's not helping you a little more? Bringing new customers, putting billboards up saying, we have Ozempic, we have Ozempic. That's all people sell, GLP-1s. Your pre-workout is not doing its job. Let me explain. Most pre-workouts just have one form of caffeine, which spikes you and drops you. What you want is two forms of caffeine, one to get you up and one to keep you up. And that's what we do with MTS Nutrition Ruckus. We have VitaSure and caffeine anhydrous, which makes sure that you get that immediate burst of energy that carries you throughout your workout. Also, the pump ingredients are just trash. What we use is something called NO3T betaine nitrate. Betaine is known for strength and power, and it goes and it combines with that nitrate to provide the pump you've been wanting. MTS Nutrition Ruckus is available now at TigerFitness.com. Not against GLP-1s. Let me state that emphatically. I am pro-pharma in certain cases. Not a big fan of the mRNA. Experimental shot, never took it, never would have. I would have moved off grid and stood at my house with a machine gun before taking that damn shot because I didn't trust it, because there wasn't enough data behind it. Oh, there was so much data. Yeah, okay, the safety data on one of the boosters was 6 mice. Okay, miss me with that. If you want to take it, go ahead. Same with Ozempic, but I think we're sending the wrong. I'm not saying ban Ozempic. I'm saying, look, man, if you want to take this, that's out of your pocket. I don't think healthcare should cover it because there's other options. Now, the thing is, the reason it was under experimental use authorization, the shot, is because they had no other options. And that's why they suppressed the alternative medications like the HCQ and the thing that rhymes with ivermectin that I can't probably say on YouTube right now. They suppressed that and they demonized it because that way they could push through this emergency use authorization. We should not be covering the healthcare costs, or the insurance costs of Ozempic because there are other ways to do this. Now, if you want to take Ozempic, I say have at it. Have a good time, but exhaust all other options. I got a lot of shit. I got death threats over a video I did like 5 years ago on the actual like gastric surgery, the gastric bypass surgery, stomach stapling, whatever you want to call it, right? Because I said it should be a last resort. Not against it. I think it has applications, but I think you shouldn't be willy-nilly doing this. You should try everything else. And if you're at the point where if you don't lose the weight, you're going to die, then you should do it. I'm the same with Ozempic. So let me give you this. Here's what I've said, and I stand by it. Before trying Ozempic, you should try the carnivore diet. It's an elimination diet. You can't fuck it up. You eat meat. It's hard to overeat. It's hard to snack on a whole ribeye. You do the carnivore diet. I guarantee you, you take an obese, sedentary person, you put on the carnivore diet, they're going to lose weight, period. Do I think the carnivore diet's magical, making people grow their hair back and like helping people grow bigger balls? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not a carnivore diet guy, but I love Sean Baker. I think he's a genius. I'm not a carnivore diet guy, but if you try the carnivore diet and you actually stick to it and you don't lose weight, you're not doing the carnivore diet. You're just not. You're not, because the calories it takes to sustain the level of fat assery that is in America right now, that's beyond what you can get from ribeyes and butter alone. You just can't do that. It'd be really hard. It'd be really hard. You just get exhausted. You wouldn't be able to eat. You'd have food. You'd be so tired of food. By that time, your sugar cravings go down. And then if you reintroduce fruit and things like that, you're not going to gain the weight. And while you're at it, introduce training. Maybe go to the gym 2 days a week, do some resistance training, go on 30-minute walks every day. Simple things. We could cure this obesity epidemic. But the bottom line is people are lazy, people are tired. Well, some people just can't lose weight. Yeah, find me a fat fucking person in Ethiopia. Okay, unless it's one of the elite class, they're not fat. It's just, look, man, it's first world lazy fuck problems. It is what it is. And I'm okay with that. I'm a first world lazy fuck myself. I get it. But we don't know the long terms. There's already so many class action suits popping up. 3 people, 3, in my immediate circle, and my circle's not very big. 3 people I know have taken Ozempic and have had long-term side effects from it. Severe gastroparesis, severe dehydration. And these are healthy people. These are people who actually work out, who do it right. But they were like, dude, you mean I can lose that couple extra pounds of baby weight or whatever, and I don't have to try as hard and it's easier? I'm going to do it. Meanwhile, a year after doing it, this one person I'm talking about, I'm not going to name names, of course, bro, I'm not going to say it's a she or a he either. Baby weight. It's a fucking she. Bro, severe issues, like tremendous issues that is affecting their day-to-day life. And this is someone who wasn't fat to begin with. They want to just get off a couple extra pounds. That's the problem. We're glorifying it as this magic pill, and it is fucking magical. Bro, I've seen some shit. How many times have you seen Hollywood celebrities with fucking competition face? They call it Ozempic face. We used to call it prep face. They stole our fucking face. Bottom line is we need to figure this shit out, but fitness needs to be a huge part of this. So for you doctors out there prescribing this who want to do the right thing, like Dr. Nadolski, bro, I'm all for it. As long as you use it as a last resort, meaning that these people lack all willpower to be able to fucking stop eating bullshit, okay, last resort, and you make sure that there is a clause. I will not prescribe this to you unless you adhere to this diet and exercise protocol. They're not going to do it because it's all about money. That's all it's ever been about. Big Pharma, dude, Novo Nordisk is bigger than the country they're in. They're worth more than the country they're in. Put that in perspective. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your health. This shit is magical, though. I'm not going to lie. But with every positive, there's always a negative with it, right? Like TRT, positive changes life. But for some people, it does increase hematocrit. It does have issues. Like with everything that's awesome, there's at least something that fucking sucks. Right? Am I wrong? So with this, there's a lot of awesome, but there's a lot of suck. So you don't need this to be awesome. You can diet. You can will yourself to diet better. Find natural alternatives. You know, I'm not going to pimp supplements, but ambrosia no morbidity doesn't have the side effects and does help with cravings, does help with appetite, does help with stress control and binge eating. There's an alternative. I'm not saying buy it. I'm saying exhaust all other options. But I've been accused of being an Ozempic hater. I'm an Ozempic lover. I like Big Pharma. I'm a huge fan. You know how many people, I have relatives on my wife's side that have no business being alive. They're obese and they're unhealthy, but they're alive, kept alive by Big Pharma. In any other time in human history, they would have been dead years ago, but they're alive because of Big Pharma. Huge fan of Big Pharma, keeping people I love alive. Viagra, Cialis. Bro, you had Hugh Hefner banging into his mid-80s. I can't be mad at those. I'm not mad at Big Pharma. I'm not anti-Big Pharma. That doesn't mean I can't call them out when they're wrong. Again, we're not going to turn this into a talk about the shot, but I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of people having the right to take it if they want to, but I'm not a fan of mandates. Okay? I don't give a shit what you take. You take heroin, you take tren, don't care. Don't care. Not my problem. You do you. Don't tell me what to take. But I'm not telling you not to take Ozempic. I'm not that guy. I'm telling you that based on my opinion, my view of things, and my ability to intake the data and the research, that you should probably make this your last resort. Okay? If you're 600-pound life and you can't stop eating fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, hey, by all means, Ozempic's for you. But if you can will it in yourself to go on walks every day, to maybe do some resistance training twice a week, and to just cut out the bullshit, ultra-processed, highly palatable foods, you don't need Ozempic. That's what I think. What do you think? Comment down below. Comment down below. Okay, guys? And also, all the stuff I talk about, I like supplements. I think they help. I am going to just talk about health supplements. I'm not going to talk about any fat loss. I probably ran an ad in this video for some shit that's about fucking performance because I like that shit too. But look, man, if I'm going to go and buy supplements, I'm going to tigerfitness.com, coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, Make America Healthy Again, MAHA, gets you 10% off the entire site. I'm going to recommend two things: Ambrosia Nectar, Organ and Overall Health, MTS Nutrition Immortal, the most complete multivitamin pack ever created. Those are the two things I'd buy if I were you looking out for health. The rest you could build on that. There's more you could take. I have to take more. But hey, that's a good start. Tigerfitness.com, coupon code MAHA, 10% off. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, comment down below because the algorithm needs some help. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you guys. I want the best for you. Please share this with your family. Hopefully this helps them as well. I'm Marc Lobliner, and that's not a game.